because people found him speaking on Twitter derogatorily about Black women, saying never a Black B, never a Black this. I only want this type of woman, exotic, Asian, and had an Asian baby mama. And I do hate that term. They said because of this, because he lived his life this way, that we as a Black people should not fight because he didn't support Black causes in his life. Well, I'm sorry. When the police shot him down in his own backyard, they did not read his Twitter feed. They did not know his Asian baby mama. They did not know that he said never a Black B. They did not care. They saw melanin in his own Black backyard and shot him down. So you're missing the point. The reason that we are coming against the injustice is because of the injustice. We are not necessarily caping for the individual person simply because humans are flawed. And I don't understand why within these little movements, everyone keeps trying to find a hero and a flawless person, a martyr, so to speak, someone who is spotless and blameless that gets shot down by the cops to put up on a cross, right? Why are y'all out here in these streets looking for Jesus? Stop it. Okay? The cops and people who are not cops are shooting people and killing people just like you and me. They could be Black, they could be white, they could be Latin, Mexican, they could be Asian, whoever they are, whatever they are. If a piece, if a drop of blood is spilt, that person more than likely got some dirt on their hands. Stop it. Just stop it. Their views or their lifestyle should not invalidate our willingness as a people to stand against injustice. It just should not. It just should not. Now, if you feel differently about this, feel free to holler at your girl. Hit me up. You know what I'm saying? Let me know. And I know there are quite a few different people who feel differently about it. They have voiced their opinions, not necessarily on the post that I put up, but I have seen different opinions. People who spoke out and I understand where they're coming from. I feel where they're coming from. They are coming from a place of hurt. They are coming from a place of logic, but I am coming from a place of faith. And my faith leads me to say that I am going to defend the crackhead just like I'm going to defend the wealthy, period. I am pro-Black. I am for my community. I don't care what you are. Yeah, I'm going to call you out if you're wrong. But if there's injustice, there's injustice. And that's just the long and short of it. So that's the rant on that subject. Now, sorry, it's too hot. Next rant. The subject, and I just may, wait until Reverend Roston gets here because he may want a piece of this conversation. I do have a treat for y'all in just about, I'm going to say 5 to 10 minutes. Reverend Antoine Roston will be here to share, his testimony about what happened to him, his life, where he has gone now. And if you don't know about him, you're going to learn about him very soon. He is very active in the community. He believes strongly in his community. He fights for his people. And he recently just went through something very traumatic. And, glory be to God, he has been brought out of it. And I'm just a fan of seeing the glory and the embodiment and seeing what is being done. So I am excited. I am ecstatic. I don't know how many other words out of the thesaurus I can pull to explain what's about to happen here. But when he gets here, maybe we will discuss the next subject. I'm pretty sure you already know what that subject probably is if you follow me on social media, which would be on facebook.com at Spoken Purpose or at Purpose Spoken. This particular post I just posted yesterday, and it has over 150 comments. And this conversational topic has been circulating the interwebs for the last couple of days. So we will be speaking about that. Not going to let the cat out of the bag just yet. But right now, as we wait, let me give you a few announcements and events. Pull this calendar on up for y'all. Okay. So let me ask Terrence first. Terrence.
Yes.
What you got going on, Terrence?
I don't think I have anything going on. Do I have anything going on?
You have everything going on all the time, Terrence.
After this radio show, me and Sherry Hall is going to talk about the award show for poets for 2019.
Woo!
Yes.
In the works already. Earlier planning. Getting more people on board, more buy-in. We'll be coming to you in 2019. Bigger, better. And I'm looking forward to it. You know, had a good time this year. How do you feel things went this year?
I felt everything went real good. Yeah, everything went real good for this year. I'm looking forward to next year.
I liked it. I dug it. But, you know, as with anything, more planning, more time will help that, getting the word out, getting, you know, more things set in place within the community, more buy-in. We are hoping to get the buy-in of the entire 18th and Vine district this year. And I am actually already working on that.
What do you mean? What do you say?
The buy-in? You guys will see. So
okay.
Let's just give a little education here. When you do events and when you have things in the community, you do want to get the buy-in of the community. And that would be the immediate surrounding areas and people on the outlying areas. So when you have something in the gym theater, you want to make sure that the American Jazz Museum, the Negro Baseball League, the Blue Room and surrounding people know about it, that they are in cahoots with you, that they will help you pump it, because something like this is big. It is huge. It does something for our people. It highlights and showcases our artists. It pours money back into nonprofit organizations that work within the community that are not leaving the community. So we actually turn the buck inside of our own community. And that is important also for community engagement for all involved. So when we get the community buy-in, everybody profits in a way that, okay, we're doing this together, we're seeing together, we are shown together, we continue to lift each other up. And that is how that works. So no different than having a block party, and you have to get the proper licenses, but you also have to get all the members of the block to sign off to blocking the street off and all that kind of thing.
That's right.
So next year, I should say, will be bigger and better, because maybe we might make it a block party.
That would be tight. Yeah, that would be tight. Hey, I got a few messages on Facebook Live. Let's just give a shout out to Tanisha Thomas.
Hey.
Ivan Weldon.
Hey.
Who else is on here? That's it on here, but they leave a lot of comments. We didn't have sound in the beginning on Facebook Live with KUAW.
Aww.
And Ivan Weldon says, sound once we got it going on. And he also said, we missing all the good stuff.
I know, but responsibilities radio show. We have a caller. Dun, dun, dun.
All right, here we go.
Okay. So our guest is here. He will be coming up here in just a minute. So I'm going to give you some events. I'm sorry, y'all, for watching me on the live. Lord Jesus, if my allergies are not working. Don't y'all hate that? In the heat, your allergies working your whole nerves. Okay. So on the 21st, just want to give you a quick announcement. I am going to be the feature at Tones and Vibes. This is going to be my first time featuring at Tones and Vibes, and they have actually moved the location. Tones and Vibes is now going to be held in the Northland at Steele's Used Books. And I'm going to give y'all a show. I'm going to have a good time. I'm going to have a good time with y'all. You know, I have a tendency to act ignorant sometimes, and it's been hot. So it's been some brain melts cracking. So just come through ready for the ride. That's all I got to say about that. Next announcement. Let's see here. On the 25th at the Uptown Arts Bar, Matt Spezia, which is the homie, is going to have his album release. Now, why is this important to you? That is a Monday. Because he is going to bring in the record label and some official industry insiders. Yo, we want to pack this place out. We want to let them see what Kansas City do. We want to continue to bring industry people here. Why is it important that we bring industry people here? Look, only in our community do we allow this crap. Let me publicly voice my displeasure for the fact that we have multiple years in a row now had a concert series come here called the Flyover Tour. Yes, we are already called Flyover Country, and now multiple years in a row, we have had a concert come here called the Flyover Tour. Wow. I got a problem with that. I don't care if it's Lil Wayne or whoever. Mm-hmm. I don't care. Disrespectful, yo. I don't care who says what. No, you don't ignore me. No. Like, oh, well, we gonna land here. We'll call it the Flyover. No. You know, a few years before that, we had some people come here, even though there are people who I love, but their promoter positioned and named their product and I can't even say the name on air, but you know the acronym, the STFU show. Oh, who come in your neighborhood and tell you? And I'm going to just leave it like that. You know, we just let anything ride here. We just let things roll. We need to start standing up. We need to start showing and proving. We need to start promoting ourselves. We need to do our thing out here. And that's not to say that we're not already doing our thing, but we have the talent, the money, the numbers, and the people to be able to show and prove. So when we're having shows here, we need to show out in numbers, just like we show out in numbers for the people who come here and culture vulture and capitalize off of us straight up, because these people are not pouring into our economy and we are.
He said culture vultures.
Culture vulture.
Yeah.
Tragic. It really is. So the 25th, 7 p.m., Uptown Arts Bar. I'm going to drop a couple of little poems, you know what I'm saying? Say some words. My homie Matt Speech is going to do some things. I love the homie for the fact that we are all here in the interest of infrastructure and building infrastructure in our community. And he is going about it a different way. His way is going out there trying to get a deal and trying to get more people to come here. He actually fought with his company, his record company, to have his album release here instead of Atlanta, because they wanted to have his first release in Atlanta. First off, he fought to get a deal. Let me just put it out here, and this is facts. This is a white boy from Topeka doing poetry, getting a record deal through a rap label. Let's just start there. Okay. Kendrick just got a Pulitzer for his rap album. Let's put some things together for my spoken word and rap artists. Okay. Pulitzers are highly sought after. When you get a notoriety like that, it raises your earnings potential. It raises your notoriety. It raises your resume. It raises a lot of things for you. These are things we can actually strive for. So the fact that we have someone from here who is getting signed to a label as a poet, getting signed to a rap label, and bringing that rap label here to hear more poets, we need to show up for those types of things. I'm just saying. And I'm off the soapbox. Bloop, bloop, as quickly as I got on. Look at that. Look at God. Won't he do it? Oh,
won't he do it?
Won't he will? Okay. My guest is here. I told you. I was excited. I was ecstatic. I was about to say you had Choco Taco. Okay.
Oh, no. No, those are Three Musketeers. That's my deal.
So it is my pleasure to present to you the wonderful Reverend Pastor Antoine Roston here with his, don't be just shrugging it off. You've been in the community for a number of years. So when I say these things, I don't say it just in vain. I've actually seen you working in the streets and understand and know with a degree of gratitude what you do.
Wow.
You know, outside of just speaking words. And don't get me wrong, speaking the word, because yes,
that's
that
part
is
of
important.
It. Yeah.
But you know, as Reverend Esther Hosendorf says, we put feet on the prayers as well.
That's my people. Yeah, absolutely. So
I've seen the feet on the prayers.
Yeah, I respect that. It's just hard. It's hard to hear people talk about you. And so
it is.
I think I'm even more humble in myself, regardless of other people after what happened to me. And it just trips me out. So like people call me Miracle Man, and I just hate that because when I was growing up, there was a dude that got said he got shot out in L.A. and he would talk like this: and I'm coming to your cities in the city, and you need to be there. I'm prophesying. There's oil coming out of my hands, and I'm going to, all that type of stuff. So people say Miracle Man, I'd be like, okay, yeah. That ain't me. I don't want to be associated with that. That ain't how I am, I believe in fairness and all that, but I ain't into all that. I'm more into like being about it than talking about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, this is what I do. Everybody, maybe you don't. If you don't know, as a pastor, obviously, I probably used to talk more eloquently than I sound right now. It sounds like I had a stroke or I'm eating some Three Musketeers and trying to talk to you, but that is not the case or the situation. About 7 months ago, I was shot by a gentleman doing Lyft. I'm the Lyft driver that was shot out there at the landing in Liberty, Missouri. And so I was shot in the shoulder, I was shot through the face, and I was shot in the back of the head while I was falling. And being shot through the face, I had my mandibular bone. Basically, my whole left jaw was just gone. I'm missing 3 teeth still. They had to dig my teeth out of my tissue. I still have a tooth in my neck somewhere in that tissue, somewhere in my neck. But it shows up on the x-ray, which I'll show you after we get through with the show. But I'm just standing on this, that I always believed in God, but I really believe in God. I was shot with a 45. And so some people are like, man, people live all the time. Yeah, but not too many people live after being shot by a 45. I was shot through the face and shot in the back of the head. I went and looked at ballistic tests on the 45s and the gun and the bullet that I was shot with. When they were shooting that stuff through like coolers, 2x4s, two 2x4s, coolers, and then ice packs. And that bullet went all the way through that. So the fact that this bullet, instead of going through my skull, only went in 2 inches and scraped my head and then hit my ear. Yeah, wow. God is real. And I never felt like I was about to die or anything like that. I thought about it because they said I was shot, and I was like, well, if I'm shot, thank God I got life insurance. Thank God, what are they gonna do with my cars? I was just thinking about all kind of weird stuff like in that moment, but I never really felt like I was gonna die. But I did ask God. I was like, okay, so is this how this gonna end? This is really how this ends. Right. This is how this ends. Okay. Right. Like, because when I was 15, I had a cousin that got murdered with gun violence and everything. And his mother was so hysterical and just out of it, And we're all sitting there crying. I looked at my mom and I told my mom, I'll never put you through anything like this. So I have worked hard not to get involved in things that would put me in situations where I could be killed or shot. So showing up one day to pick up a girl, having a conversation with a guy, rejecting that guy's fist bump, him spitting in my face, shouldn't have led to me being shot, but that's what happened. I got shot 3 times. Dude was trying to murder me. I want to emphasize he was trying to murder me. He had lasers on that gun and everything, but God did it. So here we are, almost 8 months later. I'm doing Pilates. That might not be huge to y'all listening, but that's huge to me. I have my left arm is partially paralyzed. So the fact that it can bear my weight to do Pilates is huge. You see the difference if you, but it's strong enough to do that. I can do push-ups. I bench press only 35 pounds because my physical therapist don't want me to do more. But yeah, I mean, so I'm doing things. I'm out here working. I'm out here talking on the radio.
Yeah.
Huh? I don't have a tongue. Lord my Jesus. Tongue is fried. So the fact that I have a part of a tongue to be able to communicate is just huge. And the fact that Father's Day, happy Father's Day to all the fathers that's out there listening, we are important. Whether you guys know it or not, I don't think we hear enough, but fathers are important. Yeah. My kids would have been right back crazy. Yeah, what the rest of was that, but they would have been just out of their mind if I had not made that deal. And even in that, I refused to die because I had to be here for my kids. I had to be here for my daughter's graduation. I had to be here to teach her to drive. I had to be here for Father's Day, and I had to be here for my son. And so I refused to let something so stupid keep me down, get depressed, or die, or give up, or whatever.
That's beautiful. It's truly beautiful. And it makes a point. The tenacity, the strength of a father, the lengths that a father will go to. And happy Father's Day to all my fathers out there. Yeah. Happy Father's Day to my husband. Hey. It is links that a father will go to that the average person won't go to, and is not just the father that necessarily gave birth. Mm-hmm. There are people who are here that are just straight up fathers.
Right. I know some brothers like that. They're taking care of they love on women that had children before them, and they treat those children like they own, and sometimes even better. If they were their kids. Mm-hmm. And I respect that. That's huge. I think I could do it, but I couldn't imagine. As a pastor, I do it kind of, but I ain't really into that whole I'm your daddy thing, but I try to give that male influence and love to my nephew, whoever, because like men are important in society. We live in a society that's trying to X us out and say otherwise, but the reality is men are important in this system as well.
Well, men are necessary. I say it all the time that, you know, I was raised, my father didn't claim me. And I learned things through trial and error and bumping my head and through anger and everything else. But glory be, I had a heavenly father that stepped in.
Yeah.
I have a huge issue with the practice that we have become accustomed to. Well, I'm not accustomed to it, where we have people who say Happy Father's Day to women.
Right.
No, ma'am.
No, you're not a dad.
I'm gonna need you to acknowledge something greater than you that had to step in, because I acknowledge my mother as a great mother. She worked overtime to support us. Yeah. You know, she did her thing and I did a lot because I was the only child. So where she was absent and having to work, I was the one at home cooking dinners. I learned how to cook at a very early age. It made me independent and things like that. Right. But growing up and interacting with men and learning how to deal with men, and the moment at which I told God that, okay, I want to be a wife, because you have to understand you have to be a wife before you're ever married. God had to shape and mold me. And he's still doing so. Sure. Those lessons come.
Sure. That's a whole life process. You know what I mean? That just because I'm a pastor don't mean that I got this thing down. Let me tell you, and there's no preacher out there that does. So let me just help kill that. But the reality is that we're all humans going through a human experience, learning how to become better humans. And that's the whole principle of life. If you don't do that, then you have people who shoot people for no reason. You feel me? Yeah. Because like to not be able to understand the depth of harm that you do to people, even if it's with your tongue. Come on, somebody. Yeah. Even if it's with your tongue and how you think and approach people. Like you was talking earlier, we do so much damage just to each other on principles of ignorance. You know what I mean? We won't go support. We won't show up. We won't do this. Everybody is better than everybody. I don't need to hear you because I can do poetry too. I don't need to go to church because I can just pray and preach to myself. I mean, there's just an order of life. It's called we support one another so we can have health. That's the whole point of support. Right. That's the whole point of having family. And family ain't necessarily just blood, but that's what we need. And how it fits what we have going on is when we start thinking more like community and family than thinking about individual just self. But even when we think about individual self, we don't push past where we can go, because no matter where you go in life, you need somebody to help push you up and pull you up. Period. Even when you die, somebody got to put you in the ground. Somebody got to carry you to the car. All that type of stuff. So we always need people. That is just the human experience that we have.
And that's something else that's worth mentioning. The thing is that you'll never be able to. I'm a person who likes to listen to other people do poetry. I enjoy the craft. You're not going to be able to learn anything if you don't read another person's poetry. You don't learn anything unless you listen. Also, unless you listen or read other mediums.
Right.
I need to be poured into.
Right.
I'm not as self-absorbed as to think it's just going to be me pouring into myself.
Nah.
There's never going to be anything new, anything fresh, anything refreshing. There's not even going to be anything called back to me if I'm consistently trying to just pour back into myself.
Right.
And I think we've become lulled into an alternate state of consciousness where we believe that if we just pop on this Netflix or this BookTube, that, well, it'll do it. And I think that's ultimately what we're seeking there. But the thing is, it's programming. It's not pouring.
Right. Yeah, we are very programmed. Could you imagine what would happen if all of that just crashed and we was left in a room together? Like the younger generation would really be lost. And some of us in our 40s or whatnot would be like, you know, I don't know what to say or do. But we have to find community and change our nature. And so say all that to say, you know, we're getting ready to resurrect or relaunch Rafa Temple Gospel Church. That's what you know us as. And when we was in the community real heavy, Rafa Temple did that thing. We're actually going to be right here, 4510 Linwood, in the auditorium, starting in July. This is where we'll be. And all that type of stuff. Tomorrow I'll be preaching basically my first sermon since I've been shot. I've done a lot of talking about having actually been given the opportunity to preach the word. However, my mouth was kind of locked up for 6 months. So a little bit, just a little bit. I had wires and rubber bands and couldn't eat and couldn't do nothing. I talked like this, I couldn't know from my mom. Yeah, it was, but I mean, I was told I could be a ventriloquist now if I wanted to be. I told my therapist said that. I said, "You are not very nice," but now I can open my mouth and I really haven't stopped talking. I really want to tell people, man, I don't care what you're going through. If I could get shot 3 times, hear me when I say this. I got out the hospital with a trach in my throat, with my arm in a brace and a sling, and I got back in my cars. And I went back driving just for my own sanity, but to make sure that my family had what they needed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I defied things the doctors was telling me would be. I could have just listened to them and just went into a funk and depression and said, okay, this is all it's going to be. You know what I mean? And said that my arm ain't going to come back. That's what they told me. There's a great chance that my arm will never get back. But I can raise my arm to this point. I can pick up stuff right now. I drive with my left arm. I even kind of drag bags if it's a light enough bag. You know what I mean? I do what I have to do. I push myself, and all that to say that whatever you're facing in your life, if you have the mind to overcome it, you can overcome it. I don't care about systemic racism. I don't care about welfare. I don't care about where you were born. I don't care about your lack of education. I ain't got no bunch of education. I've made a lot of money the last few years or whatever. You know what I mean? And so you can make it. You know that song, If You Try. Yeah. If you try, and when you're trying, you'll find people that's going to try to help you, push you up, and pull you up. I promise you, man. I had customers that would not let me die. I had customers that would not let my business die. I had customers that would allow my wife to come pick them up or whatever, just so they could help us in that situation. And so, man, that's my message right now. Is just get up, because if you get up, man, somebody's going to be there to catch you. You know, life is not just heartache and pain. Mm-hmm. It really isn't. You know, I felt at one time as a preacher, as a pastor, no different than an artist, nobody comes to support. Nobody comes out. People are like, whatever, you know, or whatever they think. But so I wanted to leave the city. I was like, forget it. But, man, when I got shot, man, I got so much love from the city. I got so much love from people that I didn't even know. You feel me? Like people on my Facebook page, people was coming to the hospital, people was coming just to chill, to sit with me while I'm just sitting there. I couldn't talk, you know? I got so much love. And so I just appreciate Kansas City, which leads me to June the 29th, 7 p.m. We're doing a thing called Thank You Kansas City at the Robert Mohart Center, and we're going to just, have a little music, come out, do some poetry. You know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, for real, we just want to do a community thing, just celebrating everybody.
What's the date on it again?
June the 29th. That's a Friday night at 7 p.m.
7 p.m.
at the Robert Mohart Center at 3200 Wayne. 3200 Wayne.
Can you send me a flyer?
Absolutely. I absolutely can. Okay, cool. And so I just want to tell people thank you and just show them what actually has happened. I've been talking about it, but I want to show people what happened. Did we get cut off? Okay, is that it? We done? Oh, Facebook Live is on. Okay. And then tomorrow, like I said, I'll be preaching at Seed of Faith International. That's 9301 East 87th Street in Raytown, Missouri. Seed of Faith International Church. with my friend mentors is Pastor Dr. Herman Sales and Dr. Myra Sales, my people. So my Rafa Temple gonna be singing and everything, and all that type of stuff. And so it's gonna be like it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun to get back in the pulpit. It's gonna be a lot of crying, so you might want to come see that. I promise you, it's gonna be a lot of crying. And I'm just gonna try and inspire and encourage the fathers and mothers as well that are out there that's single, just how to get the assistance that's necessary. Because let me tell you, I have a 12-year-old boy, and I'll be one to chop him up. And my wife said, I used to love him. I don't like him at all right now. Yeah, because he's just going through that 12-year-old thing, and he really loves being with his dad. Like, I mean, he always has. But I can tell, you know what I mean? That it's just a difference. It's like, I'm with my pops. You know what I mean? And so boys need that. Girls need that, man. I find my daughters, I let them know that they ain't got no boy. I never had no boyfriends. They don't need no boyfriend. Because I tell them, hey, look here. You are beautiful. You got your daddy's nose, and you got your daddy's face. You are beautiful. You're my babies. You're my little princess. You're my little women. This is education. You hear me? This is education. Love will come. High school love ain't real no way. If it's meant to be, take it from me and your mother. You'll find each other. My wife is from LA. We've been knowing each other since we were 5. When I was 8, I told her we was going to get married. When I was 14, was our last love summer affair. And whatever that means at 14, right? We liked each other and all that type of stuff. But when we were about 19, my cousin, Don Juan, from Misery Records or whatever, and that's my cousin, first cousin, like a brother. And unless he went out there, he was messing with Tech and all them guys out, Ice Cube and QD3 and all that. So he was going out there all the time. And he went to go see our great aunt, saw my wife, got her number, connected, came back home, came to dinner, was like, guess who I saw? I was like, who you saw? He was like, Monet. I was like, oh, yeah, that's what's up. What she look like? You know, and he was like, she's so straight. Like, she's straight. She's what's up? So I got a number, called her. We started talking. I proposed to her over the phone. She laughed at me. She's been laughing at me ever since. She actually came to Kansas City that February. And I proposed in person. She said yes, and then we got married April 98. We've been married 20 years. So I use our story to my children, let them know they don't need all that. Just focus. Daddy loves you. I got you. Don't mean you ain't got to work, but I will help you.
I just want to encourage the brothers out here, because I had this conversation with a couple of them. Look, if you want her,
if you want her,
tell her. Look, this foolish, I don't understand this, I normally wait for him to approach me. Look,
what?
No. Hey, that's the wave right now. Look, no.
But you know why?
If you tell
no
her,
fathers.
If you tell her, if you be like, because men are the head.
Mm-hmm.
Look, if you take the lead, if you be like, hey, yo, this is what it is. Bing, bang, boom. Guess what she gonna do?
Mm-hmm.
You make a move. She will give you a home.
Mm-hmm.
She will give you a whole home.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't saying a house.
Right.
She will make you a home.
Right.
I don't care if y'all homeless. She will still be home.
That box gonna be tight.
It's gonna be what it do.
Right.
She will give you a home. It's gonna be adorned.
Yeah, for real. That's true.
That's what it's gonna be.
And so even with speaking of that, like just going through this experience, somebody asked me yesterday, what how has it affected my marriage? And I was like, man, it's taking it all over the place. My wife actually told me at one point she thought about leaving me after I got well. Because of just all the stress and frustration. She's like, she's just tired. Plus, she was an emotional wreck, man. I mean, like, she got a call at 2 o'clock in the morning. October 29th, her husband's been shot. When she came and saw me, I don't know at what point she saw me, but it sent her into like shock. And from there, she's just running. Taking care of kids, taking care of me, coming to the hospital, going to work, taking care of me, going to the hospital, taking care of just running. And wasn't getting very good rest, all that. So It was stressful. That's what it was. But it did make our marriage even stronger. I mean, like, did I love her before? Yes, I did. Love my wife to life. I say to life. Ain't nobody trying to die. It's just to life. But how I feel about her now, look, 25 of y'all could be butt naked in the room and be like, come here, Pastor. I'll be like, all right, it look good. Right. But I'm good. I'm going home. Bye. Have a good day. All right. I love my wife. She been like ride or die all the way. You know what I mean? So, man, I got a good one. She has made a home for me, and she loves me. I'm good.
That's beautiful. So, like, where are you now with regards to? I know you probably gotten this question, like, what happened to the person and this, that, and the third, but.
Oh, I'll be glad to tell you that.
Like with you, as far as just getting closure on the situation, because I know a lot of people rest their closure in the prosecution.
Right.
And I don't know that that's where the closure rests. Right.
No, that's not where the closure rests. I have closure with it already. The Lord told me I had to forgive him right at the beginning, right at the jump start. I believe that's why I'm where I am. Look. I was writing jokes, you feel me, in the hospital. We were laughing, but I couldn't have done that if I was harboring hate and anger against this man. Now, I ain't saying that when I see a white dude with a crazy looking beard like him, that I don't get a little like, oh my God, but I have forgiven him. But I do want him to be prosecuted to the fullness of the law, just like it would happen to me if I shot him in reverse, right? But even in that, they let that dude out. Again, he shot me in the shoulder. His intent was to shoot me in the heart, but I turned towards him. When I moved, I got hit in the shoulder. Otherwise, it would have been in my chest. You feel me? So, and then when he shot me to my face, if he had just went a little lower, he would have hit me in my jugular. You feel me? Then hit me in the back of the head. Everybody that shoot guns or no guns and all that, that is the kill shot. Right. That was absolute intent to kill you. I don't want you to do that. I don't want you to even live. You know, he said he'd take it back, but I mean, if he could, he would take it back. But anyway, they let that dude out in Clay County on $100,000 bond, not cash bond, $100,000 bond. He only had to come up with 10 G's to get out with a Bell's bondsman. So he let it out. So me being on the radio and all that, I'm trying to do a wave. I don't want this to happen. I will not be a George Zimmerman case. You hear me?
Yeah.
I want everybody to understand. I did not get out with a weapon. I did not get out with nothing but tough talk and being black on 6'2". And that dude went and got not just a gun, he went and got a 45 with defensive built bullets, which those are made to, defend, to destroy, put people down. And he had every intent to kill me. And I believe he should do as much time as the law says he should do, and then some. But my closure comes. Part of my closure will be him being prosecuted. But my closure is twofold. It's in my forgiveness and then working to get better for myself, for my family, to move on. Can't say I ever fully move on because this was traumatic. I mean, this is like going to war. I can't understand what a soldier would feel coming back from war and then trying to just live in mainstream life. I know this everything. I have seen everybody that's walked in this room. I ain't even look, but I've seen everybody. You feel me? Mm-hmm. When I turned in front of my neighborhood, I noticed who's where. I pulled up in the car wash this week. And nobody else saw it, but I saw this dude, the Caucasian young man, cleaning out his car. I saw the butt of his gun in his pants. I noticed everything. So it is definitely affected me. Will that ever go away? I don't know. I think sometimes fear can be healthy. Mm-hmm. Fear can be healthy. Yeah.
So the hyper aware, the hyper vigilance, it's all still there.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't expect it to go away.
Yeah.
Very, very soon.
Right.
Is that very exhausting for you, or is it just present?
I think it's just present. I've been blessed since I've been back to work. I haven't dealt with too many people, but I had to tell a dude just last night. He said, "How's your night going?" I said, "Man, well, don't ask me that, bro." And the reason why is because the shooter asked me that night. How's your night going, man? Oh, it's going good, blah, blah, blah. That's what's up, blah, 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 blah. Man, you pretty cool. Yeah, thanks, man. He goes in for a fist bump. I'm like, nah, bro, I'm good with that. And he's like, man, you gonna be that kind of blah, 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 blah. And I was like, bro, I got the town car. It's clean. It's gonna be nice. Turn on some music, whatever you want to listen to. And when I turned back around, he was like, you're gonna be that kind of a-hole and spit in my face. Not just spit, he's like, spit in my face. So it was a real nasty spit, you know what I mean? So, you know, I'm a preacher, I'm a pastor, I love the Lord, but my mama raised me and told me somebody spit on you, you beat them up. So that's what I was told, and I was responding like I think anybody else would respond. I'm ready to defend myself because that's an assault.
Yeah.
Never would thought somebody had a gun. Because if I spit in your face, I feel like I can beat you up. You know what I mean? Who spits in somebody's face and you scared of them?
They can't fight.
They can't fight. Like you know, go lock yourself in the car. He did that. Just lock yourself in the car. Lock the doors. Lock the doors. You know what I mean?
Or just for not wanting to be touched. Like
right.
That is, it's as if you do not, and that is a thing that is often also not discussed with regards, again, to men.
Mm-hmm.
It's often discussed, not respected, but often discussed with regards to women in the agency. You know, if a man like, hey, and I'm like, no, you can't touch me right now. Oh, you want to be one of them kind? I am.
Right.
Yeah, whatever. I don't want you to touch me. If you reach out for a fist bump, man, it's just a fist bump. Well, I don't want to be touched. I don't want to fist bump you. I have agency.
Right.
And I think there is a problem, especially in today's culture, with, you know, certain forms of white men with the inability to accept the word no.
Right.
No.
Right. Right. Seriously?
It wasn't even just because you didn't fist bump him. It was the fact that you had the agency to say no.
Right. But he was 28. I'm 41. I'm a grown black. You know the rest of that man. I have the choice of whether I want to fist bump you or touch you or even entertain you, because he wasn't even taking the ride. I had no reason to talk to him. He had no reason to talk to me.
Right.
None. He didn't even have to say hi.
It's agency. Like, we are able to say no. Just
right.
No. Like, if I don't even want to speak to you.
Right. Why is that a problem?
It shouldn't be a problem.
Shouldn't
we should be able to just.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
F you then, or forget you then, or
and
go on about your business.
Maybe you have a new story to tell.
Right.
But
that ain't what happened.
That should have been the end of it.
It should have, but it wasn't. And so I'm not going to let that die. And I'm going to use the platform for positive. I want to get out here. I want to talk to students about gun violence. I want to talk to young people about gun violence. I like to be a part of the people that's against gun violence. So, you know, talk on their behalf too. I love to, of course, share my testimony in churches and things of that nature. Because people don't believe God do miracles. Well, I think I will say that this was a miracle.
Yeah.
And let me show you. I'll show you. I don't think we can put it on Facebook, but I'll show you like what I mean. Like these okay, so that's what I looked like before I was shot, right?
Yeah.
You know, see? That's what I looked like before I was shot.
Yeah.
Right? This is what I look like now.
Woo!
Do you see the night and day? Now look at that and tell me why I look like myself. You see that?
Oh.
I got a metal plate. That's what the chain looking thing is.
Oh.
And now I got more bone because they took bone from my hip. But that's like what I'm gonna be showing like on the 29th. I'm gonna do slides and really talk about like point to point for real. Like I think I'm gonna just do it like that. That's what's kind of on my heart. Show people pictures and everything like that, and just kind of go through it. Talk about how I am now. And like when I had physical therapy come to the house, the lady was like, I don't know why I'm here. You're just too far advanced. Like, I was expecting you to be more like a stroke victim or something like that. And I was like, nah, I don't know. I can still do this. It was like up to there. Then she was like, man, you're going to be okay, I think. But doctors were saying, man, it might be 2 years before we know the full extent of what's wrong with your arm because it's nerve damage.
Yeah.
And so it was, it's small. It looked like a little arm, but it was like because I had big arms, so it was just all just sagging. It was just like an old person. So I was like determined to get rid of that, and so I've been working. I started doing lifting weights before I was ever told it was okay. I said, "Oh, by the way, I'm like lifting weights." She was like, okay, I don't know that I would recommend that, but if you're doing it and it works for you, okay, cool. I can do the what you call that thing?
The treadmill, the skis.
The one that the elliptical.
Okay.
I couldn't do the elliptical. When I first got on the elliptical, I couldn't handle it. It was too painful. And waited a couple of weeks, got back on there, and I conquered that. And now I can do the elliptical. It's like my everyday thing, right? And I refuse to die. I'm just perseverance. I'll be back. When I get this bridge in my mouth, I'll talk a little clearer. Right now, when you have damage to one side of your tongue, the other side grow. So it grew. And so I got all this going on. It's hanging out where the teeth are missing. There's nothing to hold it in, basically. You know? So, yeah, I'm pretty messed up, but I don't look like it.
that is like the just catchphrase of the century. Huh? Yeah. Death. Refuse to die. Just nonchalant.
Yeah, with my time. Yeah. With my time. And the weird thing about it is that the week before, my wife and I helped a young lady that was homeless that got in my car, and she was trying to get a cab. Just go to a hotel. And I was like, okay, so what you gonna do after that? And what you gonna do after that? And so we helped her. And that was so natural for me. I didn't know who it flowed. I was like, wow. And I tell my wife, because part of the reason why we stopped the church is that I needed to focus financially on my family. And then the church was struggling too. And so that's what I opted to do, is financially focus on my family. Because I think that you should be responsible for your little church called a family before you're trying to be all responsible for a church, right? Especially a church plant. Gotta go. You clicking this up? Okay. Oh, okay. And then because I'll talk forever. But anyway, and then so we were at a very good place at that time, and I was like, man. I said, I got everything, but I miss preaching and watching people's lives change. My father did drugs for many years, but he got clean at my church.
Wow.
Or in the church term, we would say he got delivered at my church.
Yeah.
And he never told me personally, but he told all his druggy buddies that, because he died last May, so people was telling me stuff and that I never heard before. And they was like, man, your dad will always say, my son just don't know. He's helping me more than I'm helping him. I'm supposed to be the father. I'm supposed to be helping him. But, man, that boy's got a lot of wisdom. He puts it down in such a way, man, I don't even want to be bothered with that stuff no more. And I knew he was telling me he was clean by telling me what he's done, telling me about how much money he's wasted, or the conversations we would just have, and he'd be like, man, I wasted a lot of time just doing stupid stuff, it's just dumb, man. And in his way, that was like an apology too, But me and my pops are real, real close as adults. So just that testimony alone, never mind the other people, not saying that they're insignificant, that was the most powerful piece for me. So I miss that. We didn't use. Now, when I was young and first started, I was doing what I saw people do. I was saying what I heard people say. You know, you walk in, those so and so, and you out there doing this, and you out there doing that, and you got to live for God. You know, now that and okay, I get that, but you haven't taught the people anything. And so we begin to teach about authentic relationship with God, what that look like, how you approach that, what does that mean for you? Because if God is in your life, it should challenge some things in your life. Mm-hmm. So, gay dude come to my church and say, I want to be a part of your church. Can I be a part of your church? Or I feel like I'm okay with being gay. Okay, that's between you and God. I'm not God. I can't judge you. I can't tell you what you should be. I can't tell you what you should do. All I can tell you is about God. All I can point you to is God. If your relationship with God permits you to be a whore on the street, that's between you and God. I am not God. I am not the Holy Spirit. All I can do is love you, teach you, show you, and try to exemplify the love of God. Isn't that all he asked us to do anyway? Mm-hmm. I mean, yeah, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, I can't correct wrong folks. That's stupid. So it doesn't work. That approach doesn't work. What you end up doing is driving people away. You never give people the opportunity to discover who they could be if you never give them the opportunity to do that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so I just stopped doing that, and then I started watching people's lives change. Now, for the church world, it was different. They didn't understand me, but
I think there's a thing with regards to hospitality and opening the table, and I think we have a problem. Not a problem. I think twofold, the Black church is the absolute hands down best and worst. We will open the table. We will spread it full. We will have all the sweet potato yams, everything off the pig.
Peachtree, I'm coming over today.
Everything off the chicken.
Yeah.
We will have all the greens and salads, and we pick them out the garden. We will spread the table. We will pull out the chairs. We will let you sit down, and we will judge you while you sit at the table.
Right.
And we will run you down for every morsel you put in your mouth and every word that comes out of your mouth. We are the absolute best and the absolute worst at hospitality, and we have got to stop that.
Right. We do. And we also have to get more about community. Where's the economics?
It's funny. You segue. So I told them the second part of the rant, which takes us into it, and then we're going to close.
Okay.
The second issue that I had, our new store.
Yeah, I heard. I read that on your page. Yeah, the Sunfresh.
Our policy. So to take you to.
I went there yesterday and bought a salad.
How dare you? No.
The writings. And this is my take, which let me say this. I have my own opinions. I shame no one else for having their own opinions. It's my own stance, and that is what it is. My thing is, they have a sign on the outside of the door saying no backpacks, no strollers, no bags, no diaper bags. They took that down since and have said that, well, you can check your strollers and stuff at the front. Okay.
Still stupid.
So my thing, say what you want. This will not be the place I shop.
Right.
Everyone has an excuse for this mess.
Is this the deal up on 31st and Prospect?
Yeah.
Okay.
People go in all kinds of stores and steal every day, each and every day. Some of you are so quick to shame your own people that you overlook discriminatory practices and accept any and everything in your neighborhood. And miss me with that. Stop stealing your own neighborhood's mess. These are the same thieves that steal everywhere, and they're not only Black thieves. So I'm going to stop there because I'm not going to read the whole thing.
Yeah, I read it.
But the thing is that, so the statement came out that the store said that they were told that some females stole thousands of stuff in some strollers and bags. And the only way they found out about it, and I actually have a screenshot of them putting this on their page. The only way they found out about it is because someone was bragging. Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop it right now.
Right.
Stop it. You have video cameras. You have armed security.
Right.
You have everything else. Do not tell me some females with strollers stole thousands of stuffs.
Right.
But I can check my stroller at your front. So females,
now I gotta shop and carry my baby.
Or put them in your, my
basket.
thing is, here's one thing for me. You're in the middle of an area where everyone takes the bus to the store.
Yeah.
Number two, you want me to check my stroller? Well, some females took thousands of stuffs out the door, but I'm gonna trust you with my stuffs.
Right.
Too.
Well, what if I'm a male with a stroller? Is that okay?
I don't know. Because
so if they enforce that, they're gonna have hundreds of bags sitting up front.
Oh, but yeah, now
hundreds of strollers.
So they were backpedaling on that page as well. So then they were saying, maybe you can put the thing in the So basically, what you're saying is our discretion. So basically, you're saying that, well, this person looks a little more crackish, so she can have hers, but you can't have yours.
Right.
So you're opening the door, and people don't recognize. So people are hollering about, well, you need to stop stealing in our own neighborhoods. The other thing they haven't recognized, there has not been a video, a picture, a description, a drawing, nothing.
Right.
So they just automatically assume that these was Black women.
Right.
Tragic.
Well, and let's talk about the fact there hasn't been a store there for years. But we do know that people don't want to put businesses in the urban core because they still function and operate based off of the discriminatory descriptions and ideals that came about of Black people from the 1800s. We're not even talking about 1960. Right. If you go research what they say about Black people, it stems from research they did in the 1800s.
Right.
Okay? So yeah, it's crazy. We gotta stop.
So I'm not gonna say, because there was the boycott. You're good. There's the boycott word flying around. Now that's just dumb.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say because there are lots of steps before a boycott. There is talking to the people. That you come to the table. There's community agreements, and when you finally get to the area where you disagree completely, then there's that's stupid. Let's boycott them. No, let's not. Because y'all ain't boycotted nothing else. Stop it.
Right. And you can't boycott. It's the newest store in the area. You're going.
Right. You're going. Stop it. Stop it with the mess. But what I do want is a call to accountability. Who are these people? I'm not going to lay out a blanket statement of stop stealing. All my people aren't thieves and all my people aren't criminals, and I'm not going to address them all as such. But release some pictures. Hey, do you know who these people are? How about humanize us? Do you know who these women are? Because females can be of any species of animal. Come on, somebody. These human women, who are they? Release that. Allow the community to be by your side on this. Let us stand with you and let us be present. And that's all I have to say about it. And don't exclude and make people leave their stuffs at the front of your store. And you couldn't even recognize thousands of stuffs walked out the door. Stop it. That's all I have to say about that. Well, this has been the Gospel of Poets. My name is Sherry Purpose Hall. You can reach me www.spokenpurpose.com. Facebook, our pages /TGOPKC, and you can follow me on all my stuff at Purpose Spoken. Have a new video out there from right about now. It's been out there for like 2 days and already has almost 5,000 views. That's craziness to me. Wow. So go look at stuff and indulge, because I didn't say but one poem, and I think the sound was off. But Facebook Live is with me. I love y'all. Brother Rossin. It's been beautiful. Hey, it is on YouTube.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, YouTube.
It has been wonderful to have you.
Thank you for having me.
We welcome you back anytime you want to plug whatever, talk about whatever, address the community of whatever.
Okay.
Slide through. You know what I'm saying? We're here for that.
That's what's up.
You got people in your congregation that does arts and whatnots. You know, let me know. Because we like to feature the new, the old, the seasoned, the vets. Whatever, you know.
Okay.
We're here for that.
That's what's up.
But it's been real. It's been enlightening to hear your story.
Thank you.
And it's important.
It is. I think so. It's important to me.
So how can the people reach you, and what day do your services start on here?
Our services start here at Rafa Temple like the second Sunday in July, because the first Sunday will be like just kind of moving in. So the second Sunday it starts. I can be reached on Facebook as well.
So much, and you stay blessed.